All right, we're back here, Locked On Packers, Locked On Cardinals. Alex, I mentioned that 5.5. When I say that, what do you react to with the line here? 5.5. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, fair and unfair. We don't know what Cardinals team is going to show up. If you tell me the Cardinals win outright, I'd be like, okay. If you tell me the Cardinals lose by 20, I'd be like, okay. We don't know enough yet at this point, even though it's been through 5 weeks, which is frustrating and exciting at the same time, I guess.
Yeah, 5.5. Like, it's weird that 5 and 5.5 seems so different to me. Not to get like super into the betting part of this, but like 5, I go, okay, I feel comfortable with the Packers. 5.5, all of a sudden, I'm like, like, are we undervaluing the Cardinals here? Like, I do kind of feel that way because you mentioned, like we just saw them. Like, did we forget what happened last week? Yeah. Like, the Cardinals beat a good. I know the 49ers are 2-3, but like, come on, we know what the talent is on that team. It does seem a little weird to me that we're just going to hand wave that, like, on the road. They went to Santa Clara and did that to the 49ers. Like, does that not count?
Yeah, and they were down 23-10 at halftime and brought it all the way back, turned them over 3 times. But yeah, TBD, I would just stay away from this game. Like, personally, I'm too nervous.
From a gambling standpoint, yeah.
I have no idea. There's no way of grasping what's going to happen, which is the weirdest thing going into week 6.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I have the second half play-by-play here from 49ers Cardinals. Here, and you know this, but for my audience, here are the second half drive chart for the San Francisco 49ers. Interception, downs, fumble, interception. That's it. That's the whole drive chart from the second half. That's bad. That's really bad offense. And you can tell me how much you thought that was good defense versus really bad offense. But, if the Packers don't turn the ball over, I think this is when it gets really tough. Like, I think, to me, that is the key here. If the Packers don't turn the ball over, I think they win. And I know that seems overly reductive. The team that holds the ball usually wins. But that's where I am with this, because I don't think this defense is going to be able to get enough stops if the Packers don't turn the ball over.
Yeah, that's something that the Cardinals defense backloaded last week, 3 turnovers. It's more of the exception than the rule. I think that's something the Cardinals definitely need to focus on, because Jordan Love can throw 1 or 2 balls that can be intercepted, irrespective of the talent in the secondary. The Cardinals need to be opportunistic in an effort to turn over this high-powered at times offense. So I 100% agree.
If you're gonna paint the roadmap here, is that the number one thing you're looking at, or what is the thing where you're like, okay, if they're gonna win, they need to do this?
Kyler Murray needs to be special every week. Like this, there's no days off anymore, and it could be special in very different ways. It could be special in checking out and throwing a back shoulder fade to Marvin Harrison Jr. with a favorable matchup on 3rd and medium. It could be checking into a run in a light box where the Cardinals have been throwing all over Green Bay for a quarter, and they're able to get James Conner for a chunk run when necessary. Like, obviously, these are all circumstantial and hypothetical, but Kyler Murray needs to have a floor that's higher than what it's been for a couple of the games so far this year. Remove the Rams game. That's the exception of the rule. Remove the Washington game. They cancel each other out. Now Kyler Murray needs to play at an elite level. It doesn't need to be numbers-wise. It needs to be pick your spots to take shots and be special. And that it starts and ends with that, because you can overcome defensive deficiencies if your quarterback is playing at an elite level, and running the ball is the other thing. Get Kyler Murray out in space again. You mentioned it. That's how, like, containing a running quarterback, containing a movable quarterback. Kyler Murray needs to circumvent that, and he's been able to do it, throughout his career. They need to make a focal point of picking their spots, calling design runs for him, whether it be RPO or just quarterback off tackle, which is kind of what we saw last week, in an effort to keep opposing defenses on their heels. Once a game, that's all you need. We saw it in the first drive last week, and the defense was on their heels the rest of the game. Doesn't need to be often, just needs to be choice spots once or twice throughout the game.
Yeah, and I think the way that modern defenses have evolved is we're seeing everybody live in this world where people are trying to play too high to keep a lid on everything, no big plays. And if you have a quarterback who can beat you with his legs, it is just such an advantage. Like, what is the list of quarterbacks who could score a 50-yard touchdown? It's like Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. Am I missing someone? Like, I don't think Jalen Hurts is fast enough probably to do it.
Josh Allen's not fast enough. Like, no, I think it's – and especially in that space where you're faster than the safety, you're faster than the backer, and you're gone. Like we saw last week, he's so sneaky fast because people make fun of how he runs. He runs, like somebody in fast forward. It's like, it's like, I got little legs. Who cares?
He runs like my toddler when I'm like, hey, what toy did you just grab of your sister's? That's exactly how he runs.
Yeah. And you know what? You'll take it. You'll take it if he gets to his spots the way he does. And the one thing the Cardinals need to also do is shatter Xavier McKinney's interception streak. Like, I think that this is something that incredible offseason signing, by the way. Just pulled him from the Giants. What are we doing here in East Rutherford? Like, what is going on? Or not East Rutherford, in New York. They need to not turn the ball over. Kyler Murray's been good. He hasn't been great. He's turned the ball over a couple times, but lob balls in the middle of the field with a crossing route is something that he's had a proclivity to do over his career. That is something that the Cardinals cannot do because they need to keep the defense in best positions possible.
This is, if Kyler Murray plays a smart game, the Cardinals have a chance to win. Like, that is it. Like, if he can just keep them on schedule and not press. And I've been saying the same thing that you have about this Packers. It's actually been the Packers run defense, where I'm like, the best Packers run defense since Aaron Rodgers, was patrolling the sidelines is the offense. Don't let teams stay on schedule. And so I think this is the same thing for this version of the Packers. The best way to beat this Cardinals team is going to be to get a league and make them one dimensional, because then it makes them so much easier to defend when you can't just like have everything in that playbook to your full disposal. Don't let James Conner get rolling, those kinds of things, because they'll just surgically move the ball down the field. Hey, Trey McBride here for 8. Hey, Marvin Harrison Jr. for 14, James Conner for 4. Oh, Kyler Murray, all of a sudden he got loose for 20 yards. Like, they're going to be able to do that. So you have to find a way to make them have to play left-handed. We'll see if they can do it.